We now go back to the story in Plateau State, the Mangu local government area to be precise, where about 8 people lost their lives in a mob attack. And now we're joined by our correspondent, Chizoba Anionwe, who will be telling us more about this pretty sad incident. Chizoba, good evening to you. Let's have an understanding of what transpired during the attack.
Welcome to Plateau State. Thanks for having me. It's such a sad incident again on the plateau where people were just trying to grapple with what had happened about 24, 48 hours ago. And then we have another one on our hands, And these people were said to have been coming from Kaduna State to attend a wedding in Quan'pan local government area of Plateau State, where they met this incident, very sad one at that, in Mangun District. It's also in Mangu local government area, one of the councils that witnessed the very last attacks in Plateau State, apart from Bokos. And so it's such a sad one that 8 of them have been confirmed killed in this mob action because the angry youth were trying to express their feelings of being angry at what had happened. Besides, this is not a time for reprisals. In fact, if I would quote the former GOC, the immediate past GOC, that's the General Officer Commanding of 3rd Division, that's Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, he had said in one of these stakeholders' engagements that reprisals would not help any of these matters, So the only thing is to find a common ground where people, yes, you have vented your anger, you come out and then let people talk so that we would know where people would come in and say, okay, this is where you got it wrong, this is where you got it wrong. Now let's look for a common ground to settle these issues. But if you keep on carrying out these reprisals, I mean, you'll just be going around the spec, you just be going around the circle and it will just continue that way. And so this person says, I am aggrieved, and because of that, I'm going to carry out a reprisal, I'm going to revenge, and then it continues like that. So that is why reprisals and such mob actions are not what people should be looking at. Well, the state governor, Barrister Mutfwang, has condemned this in totality. In fact, he has said it is madness and shouldn't be seen in this world that we are living in at this age and time, where people, innocent people coming in from another state, not even within the state, and then you cut their lives short because you're angry, because you want to revenge an attack, where these victims knew nothing about. So it is a sad incident again in Plateau State.
So what is the situation now in the area where this dastardly act was carried out? And have there been any sort of arrest of anyone who might have been a mastermind behind this?
Well, I spoke with security personnel that wouldn't want his name mentioned earlier in the day. And he said, for now, details are yet to be put together and all those. So no arrest, according to him, has been made. I also tried to speak with the police public relations officer, who wasn't forthcoming with any of such information and all those. But from what we just have on ground, we just have that statement from the state governor condemning these attacks and saying that everything possible will be done to ensure that these perpetrators are arrested and, of course, made to face justice. And this is only the way out where people would learn from such experiences and, of course, try not to go back to it and to do this same thing. If not, this madness, I quote, according to the governor, would continue. It wouldn't stop. So for now, no arrest has been made, but I can tell you for sure that calm and normalcy has returned in the Mangun area district of Mangu local government area of Plateau State. Thank God there are some survivors. They are recuperating in the hospitals. The governor has already sent his words of condolence to the state governor of Kaduna, and of course the Emirate Council, the Zazao of the Emir of Zazao, And so he also said that he's putting up a high delegation that would go for a condolence visit of the state governor and, of course, the traditional rulers, not leaving out the families of these victims. But he hopes that this kind of situation does not reoccur again, not just on the Plateau, but anywhere such incidents happen. I mean, going to carry out a mob action on innocent people does not solve the situation. Rather, it would escalate it. And so he has called for calm, and he has also ordered and instructed the security agencies to go behind those that have perpetrated this crime and, of course, do everything possible to bring them to justice. And that is the only way it will serve as deterrent to others.
Well, this seems to be the second case of wrong profiling and, of course, attacks in as many months in Nigeria. And I know that there have been engagement and dialogue, not only in Plateau, but in some other states to actually stem this. I'd like to find out, what is it that traditional rulers, what has been their influence, what has been their talk in order to quell such, palpitation, so to speak, or paranoia that we're seeing playing out as a result of incessant attacks in these communities?
Okay, fine. I remember some years back, a few years back, such incidents happened, and what the state governor did, that is, Barrister Simon Lalong, who is now Senator Barrister Simon Lalong, what he did was to order the arrest of all the traditional rulers in the affected communities, ordered their arrest, and of course they were put under the police custody until they provided the people that were behind these attacks. And so such actions, I think, would also help and put them on their toes to ensure that these people, because I mean, they are custodians of law and even security to some extent within their localities, before you have the police and the army and all other security agencies, so they should know who and who did what at a particular point in time, because they have their foot soldiers, they have people that give them information and all those. So if these people are meant to understand their roles in their communities as to the safety of both lives and property of these people living within them, I mean, it will put them on their toes to know that, yes, we have to do everything possible to ensure that everybody lives in peace, everybody goes about their lawful businesses, so that all these attacks, I mean, will not have its place in our communities. So constant engagement. I know that the military here on the Plateau, that is under the General Officer Command, the 3 Armored Division, and that is Major General Folusho Oyilola. He has been putting up stakeholders engagements where these traditional rulers, religious leaders, and other government agencies, even the civil society activists, all come together from time to time, from local government areas to the others, to ensure that people come together, speak their minds on what they think are the major causes of these incidences that are not welcome in our societies, and forge a way forward. So he's been behind all this, and it is the prayer of everyone that it is sustained. It has been the tradition, both before he assumed duty, taking the mantle of leadership from Major General Abdusalam Abubakar. And so he has continued with that trend, and we hope it continues, so that people will continue to have a safe place to put their demands on the table, while people believe that they will be handled very well in a way that it will bring succor to people and entirely to wipe away all these incessant killings that are seeming like unabated. I mean, because it's becoming a recurring incident again, which nobody wants.
Well, of course, we hope that all hands will be on deck to see that this does not happen again. Thank you so much, Chizoba Anionwe, for sharing the updates with us.